Hey, Coach, this is Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com here. You went against Rhett Lashley when you played Auburn in 2016. Other than the players, how similar or different is his offense now compared to what he did at Auburn?
Well, I mean, the similarities is really good. They do a great job with how they structurally set things up, systematically. Really thrive on the quarterback and the running game. He does a great job with their presentation and using their playmakers the right way. Give you a bunch of different looks, and he does a great job. Very, very, very successful for a good while now. He's been around great people that he's had taken different influences, like all of us coaches. And he continues to evolve, and whether it's things that are good that people are doing in the RPO game and things of that nature, or utilizing his personnel, things of that nature. So again, some things are the same, some things, like I said, have continued to evolve, and I've added different flavors, and again, playing to the strengths of their personnel. For example, the tight ends at Miami are really, really, really good players. So obviously they're right in the thick of it, along with great skill at receiver and at running back. So and that's without saying the quarterback. So you got a bunch of really, really good players that are in great position, utilizing their skill set the right way.
Hey, Brent, it's David Hale with ESPN. You had the, fortune or misfortune of getting to game plan for probably one of the best dual threat QBs that we've seen in college football in a while, Lamar Jackson. Do you see any real similarities between what he presented to you as a challenge and what D'Eriq King does, or similarities or just differences between the two of them?
I don't know. I mean, they're in much different systems. So that part's hard. I know this, D'Eriq King can throw the ball really, really well, consistently. And he's like a running back when he decides to run it, and got great poise, accuracy, big arm, electric running the ball. Those are probably the similarities. Very instinctual players, quick release, don't get rattled. Those are probably the similarities. I run out, describe the two. Very dynamic, very difficult to defend, when guys are really good at both running and throwing.
Do you enjoy the challenge of trying to scheme against that, or is it more of like you're up nights worrying about it?
Hey, you're excited. Absolutely. It's a big challenge. Make no mistake about it. Winning is hard. Each and every week, you got different challenges, both internally and externally. And our biggest thing, I'll be very honest, we've got to get better. We've got to improve. Your schemes are as good as the players that are executing them, with precision, with understanding, with anticipation, with aggressiveness. And so, yes, you have to get in the right spot and have answers for certain things. And, but really we've got to continue. To me, I think the biggest thing for us right now is to continue to improve in, again, fundamentals, techniques, alignments, eyes, just discipline, chemistry, cohesion, things to that nature. So that's, but from a scheme standpoint, you got a big challenge. Again, it starts with the run game and their ability to run the football really, really well. They've got explosive players, both the guy that's receiving the snap and the guys that he's handing it off to, and then there are RPO guys in behind you. Some of the most dynamic skill personnel in all of college football. It rivals anybody. And so that's a challenge in its own. And but one we're incredibly excited about. And again, that's you hope as players and coaches to be able to be, at a place where it's a big deal. And it certainly is here, and certainly the history and tradition of, University of Miami. And they're hungry, man. They're hungry, and they're playing, as well as anybody in college football right now. So, it's going to be a great opportunity for both squads. Be a great atmosphere, and great for, the game, the college football. And but for us, I think the thing that we try to focus on is just an inside out approach, and every week staying in the same kind of routine. You don't watch any more or less film. You don't need to rehab any more or less. You don't need to practice any more or less. You got to stay in a very I think to establish consistency in the program and trust and belief in what you do. You got to have that one game mindset, and every week you start over with the windshield mentality, and when you really believe it culturally inside out, coach and player alike, then you don't let the the emotions or a top 5 matchup or whatever. I don't even know what everybody's ranked, but you don't let any of that try to distract you. You keep things as routine oriented as possible. But we'll have a great challenge. Make no mistake about it.
Brent, this is Larry Williams. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I guess using 2017, the matchup with Miami as a point of comparison, how much harder is it as a defensive schemer when you're facing an offense that has a real dynamic dual threat quarterback, and not only that, but the system they're in that does all the RPO and zone read stuff and all the tempo and personnel groupings and things like that? Just sort of comparing those two. I mean, because my assumption is that maybe I'm wrong, that the 17 challenge was maybe they were more conventional then, if that makes sense.
I mean, they were more probably traditional spread. They certainly had, the quarterback could run around a little bit. He was a good athlete and could beat you with his legs too, or extend drives. And, if it wasn't any good, they wouldn't be doing it system wise. And so all that's hard, they got they put you in conflict, which is good. It's good stuff. There'll be one day that I can really enjoy it when you're not in the middle of it. Sometimes it's not a lot of fun to be in the middle of the conflict, but try to strategize against it and try to help your players and get them to understand, what the stressors are and then, what the strategy is behind it, defensively. So that part is fun. It is exciting. It's a challenge. It's enjoyable when you defend it well. Not so enjoyable when you're on the wrong end of it. So, but yeah, they make it tough on you for sure. Offenses with styles like this, and certainly again when they've got the skill, that they do to make it even more difficult, because it just lessens the margin for error. And but from a challenge standpoint, it makes it a lot more fulfilling, when you have success against it too.
Coach, it's Trevor again. Coach Sweeney told us last night that Tyler Davis was really chomping at the bit to get into the game on Saturday night. How much did you miss him against Virginia, and how good will it be to have him, especially against that Miami running game?
Yeah, Tyler's a really good player. He's playing really good football. And he's tough. He's physical. He plays with quickness. So I don't know how much you missed him. Again, what was the score? 41-23, and they scored with a minute to go in the game. So we 17 points through 3.5 quarters. Pretty decent. I think at the end of the day, that's what you want to do, is keep people out of the end zone. I'm not sure if he would have made a difference. The one drive that really bothered me was the drive right before the half. And so, I think they threw the ball on, I think average, it was just around 2.1 seconds per pass. And I'm not talking about sprints and boots or this, anyway, I don't know if he would have made a difference or not. Let the one quarterback, run for 28. We were supposed to have a guy on the outside of them that had nothing to do with the inside players, the D tackles. We're supposed to be there. Could have helped prevent, he might have picked up 5 or 6, but he certainly wouldn't have picked up 28. So I don't know, at the end of the day, I don't know if he makes the difference on the fade route that Landon's in phase. Landon's got to turn and play the ball better with a missed tackle out in space by Sheridan and Landon. Not to single those guys out, but I'm just trying to think through the game. And again, what was good, what wasn't. Tyler definitely could have helped having another good fresh body inside against a veteran offensive line, a really good offensive line that Virginia has. Certainly could have, made us stronger with one more guy in the rotation. But he's excited to be back. Certainly could have played. He felt like he was healthy enough for sure to play, and we cleared him to play, but felt like, just not because of the game or who we're playing or what's next, playing Miami, let's save him for Miami. It's really just thinking, overall for the health of Tyler, just a little bit more rest would, healing if some's needed. I think situations like that is probably, serves him well, for the long haul.
Hey, Brent, this is Will with the Clemson Insider. When you look at these two tight ends as a collective group, are they some of the best you've gone against as far as since you've been at Clemson in one game? Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's the best tandem for sure. And we've played some really good ones. I don't know, you guys would know before me. I try to put it behind me after we play them, but they're athletic like the Alabama tight ends that we've faced before, that Notre Dame tight ends. I don't know, we've probably played some other really good ones. Hayden Hurst was pretty good. Last week's tight end, presented a lot of problems systematically in their schemes and stuff, and I thought we did a pretty good job. But these guys flex out like receivers, and they're good players. They're really good, very talented.
Hey, Brent, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. Andrew Booth said after the game that the interception was really big for his confidence. How much of has that been a point of emphasis for him over the last 12 months, just establishing that confidence in himself? Well, again, I think it's huge for any and some guys come in and, man, they're just like, check me out. And they're all about themselves, and they need to be humbled, usually because this is a game that will absolutely punish you for being in the wrong place mentally, or certainly being in the wrong alignment or the wrong eyes or the wrong hand placement. This is a game that is very unforgiving. And, the other night was a classic example, but for Andrew, in regards to, just building a foundation of confidence. And I know we've talked about it. He came in as a freshman and really still had some high school injuries overcoming, and just just couldn't get back to his old self physically, functionally. So that affected him mentally. And then there's a transition from playing a lot of just cover 3 in high school and off man and 3 deep stuff to, doing all the things that, college, defenses do. So there's a big transition. And being away from home for the first time as well, being away from his twin sister. He got a very close family, and his twin, that was the first time that, and people that, understand, that family dynamic, have great appreciation for that, being away from her. So, but yeah, that was huge. Anytime, again, let's face it, when you have success and failure, those are both learning opportunities. For Andrew, just trying to find his way and establish himself from a depth standpoint, and being, on the field. I think that was, critically important, for everybody, but certainly for him, having a couple of opportunities to make plays on the ball. And we've seen that one hand play in practice a few times. And they had the tight end, they flexed him out. They had him attached, and they flexed him out and tried to get a one-on-one matchup. And their guy's 6'7", but Andrews, whatever, I don't know, I don't know if he's 6'1" or not, but he's tall, but he is so long. It's like a praying mantis out there. He's got arms and legs forever. He's very high-hipped and high-cut, waisted guy that's got a big radius. So that was a great play as well. But we don't need him. That's a good group of guys. And but Andrew's got a chance to be a really, really good player. And so that's part of the growth process for sure.
You mentioned his twin. Has she gotten to see him play at all this year in person?
I'm sure she has. I would be surprised if she hasn't been here. I'm not sure though, but I'm sure that she's been here.
Brent, you mentioned their tight ends at Miami being as good as they are. You guys, I guess, could kind of look back on some of the bigger games that you played during your tenure. OJ Howard, I know, Nick O'Leary, the guy at Pitt, had some big games as a tight end against you guys. The last, I think, 3 or 4 years, you really have not had a tight end do much of anything against you guys, statistically anyway, in the receiving game. Is that an adjustment that's been made schematically from you? Is it just a matter of you've had personnel like Isaiah that's really good?
Yeah, no, we've made a lot of adjustments, just gotten better. And we actually put ourselves in better calls. And I don't know, I don't know if it's been an adjustment. I mean, it hasn't been a concerted, you want to always defend them. If they use them as a weapon, I think it's important that you do the things that are going to help you, defend them well, take them out of the, if they're one of the first options, and you want to try to take those things away for sure. And there have been some tight ends that have had, excellent games against us in the past, but we've been a little bit better. I think that's just improving, over time, just defensively and getting better. And it's probably a little bit cyclical. I don't know what it is, but we better be ready this week. I know that, because these guys will embarrass you for sure.
Thanks, Brent.
Yeah.
We'll take 1 or 2 more for Coach.
Hey, Coach Venables, this is Grace Rayner with The Athletic. Just as kind of a follow-up to that, what is it that Brevin Jordan does so well?
Is super athletic, out in space, coming out of the backfield. The catch and run with both the tight ends is pretty unique. And so their ability to get open, I think they've got great instincts, length, toughness, size. They'll block you. They like all of it. They're very well-rounded tight ends. They don't not just flex guys. They can get in line and block you well, and they can block in the screen game, and they can go vertical one-on-one against anybody and win. So again, got great catch radius and instincts. So, but great lateral movement, and so they can get off, the line of scrimmage, all those things. So they get into 12 sets. They can get into 4 wide looks, and the 11 sets too. So, they just give them a lot of versatility, within their packages.
Brett here from Clemson SI. Baylon Spector, how's he graded this year, and how much of it is him just getting opportunities to play they didn't have last year? Like, how much has he improved, or is it just really about playing time for him?
I think there's a natural growth process that's different for everybody, and just understanding and just maturing and being consistent, and the game slowing down. And I think all those play in Baylon's favor. And Baylon's an excellent player, great athlete, very sudden, explosive, and very physical. He's good in space, excellent in coverage. He's really a good player in coverage, zone and man, all those things. And then he's good in the box, got great instincts and good, play recognition and diagnosis and block destruction. So he's put in a lot of work. One of our most committed players on our team, and a great leader. Players respect him. So he's just maturing and coming into his own. And he's just scratching the surface to me about how good he can be. But he's grading through 3 games, close to 90%, and it's hard to do. And we put a lot on them. And but he's really done well, and was super active. In his side sidekick, whatever. He had 13 tackles as well. And, but they really have developed some really good chemistry together. And, you know, they're always having side chat conversations. I'm trying to talk to the whole defense or correct at practice. And it doesn't matter what. And I'll look over and they're over there having they're coaching each other. And sometimes that bothers me, I'll be honest. But I absolutely love it because it's always about the details of what we're talking about. And, you know, I just don't want them to ever miss what I'm talking about, but they're like two coaches, really, you know, out on the field.